The number of reports of UFO sightings has been increasing in recent years, according to a report from a UFO research center that we will discuss later. Back in 2022, we also saw some news about these sightings during the war between Russia and Ukraine that is still ongoing. Which would be? What does this increase mean? This topic is sensitive, but let's talk a little about it to increase the discussion and also get your opinion on the topic. Hello friends of TechMundo, how are you? Today we are going to touch on a super sensitive topic, UFO sightings. Before continuing, it is necessary to clarify that the term UFO does not mean that we are talking about extraterrestrials. The term means unidentified flying object. Additionally, the current term is UAP, which stands for Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. That's because, over the years, numerous reports of ships observed and recorded were actually naturally occurring phenomena, either due to weather or lighting at the site. According to the National UFO Reporting Center, known as NUFORC, UFO observations since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic have practically doubled. In 2020 alone, there were more than 7,000 sightings, and the number continued to increase according to NUFORC, with photos and videos of all kinds. According to the center, this happened because, forced to stay at home, people began to look more at the sky from their windows or balconies. Additionally, many people have moved inland. With clearer skies, observations occur more frequently. In late 2021, the Pentagon reported that a leaked video of 3 unidentified flying objects was real. So he made an interesting decision after that case: create a task force to identify the unidentified objects. Today, the videos are public and can be seen by anyone with internet access. It is worth remembering that during Donald Trump's tenure as President of the United States, he signed a $2 billion package with a clause that said that the Secretary of Defense and the Director of National Intelligence would collaborate on a report on UFOs and would public. Most observations that come to the center, for example, involve birds, bats, satellites, airplanes, and drones. By the way, many reports were born thanks to Elon Musk. More and more SpaceX satellites are being launched into space, and because of the way they move, many people who had the opportunity to see the lights generated with the naked eye ended up scared. 0358. Here we come to the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. There is a trend among those who believe in the presence of extraterrestrials on Earth who would be here to observe and take care of us. Then a sighting that occurred during the war threw a lot of fuel into this narrative. According to the Daily Star newspaper, an alleged UFO expert named Scott Waring said that the flash seen in the sky over Ukraine has all the signs of an extraterrestrial visit, and that its goal would be to avoid a disaster for thousands of years on planet Earth. To complete, they are part of something that would be an intergalactic UN. Scott still claims that during the nuclear reactor leak in Japan in 2011, the same thing happened, and in fact, there were some sightings. 3 days after the sighting in the skies over Ukraine, local troops also claimed to have been saved by UFOs during a Russian attack. The flying object reportedly made a bunch of mysterious lightning bolts and destroyed Russian tanks that were preparing to fire. TikTok, still a big driver of local videos during the war, was also flooded with videos of alleged UFOs. But during a war, with planes flying everywhere, missiles and shells fired, it's hard to believe that we're actually seeing something without a clear answer. Speaking of UFOs, YouTuber Lito Souza, from the Aviões e Músicas channel, pointed out that in 1969 the United States already placed the XB-70 Valkyrie plane, a super bomber that flew at Mach 3.2, in the museum. That is to say, in '69 they retired a plane that exceeded more than 3 times the speed of sound and traveled more than 3,000 kilometers in just 1 hour. That means that in the 60s we already had technology that could take people from Sao Paulo to Santarém in Para in just 1 hour. Today, that plane trip takes about 5 hours. On the other hand, a former Pentagon official simply made it clear that we don't have certain answers to some questions, or they wouldn't want to reveal what's going on. In an interview with CNN, Luis Elizondo, former director of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, said, "We have long shared our skies with these vehicles, and as we leave the stigma behind, we can collectively take a more sober view and scientific approach to better understand what they are and where they come from. What do you think about this topic? Does this idea that we are visited by beings from other planets seem possible to you? Or do you think that all the reports and videos deal with human technologies that still exist? We don't know. Give your opinion below. It is an interesting topic for us to discuss. If you have come this far and you liked the content, I wanted to ask you to like it, friend, and share it in the group of friends. Support helps us continue bringing this type of content. Well, I'll stop here. For more on this topic, you can find me on Twitter at @FelipePiao. See you in the next video, and bye-bye.